Good morning, family. Most High in Christ bless. Pray that you're having a wonderful Sabbath day. My bad, we were just feeding each other with the word. Sorry, y'all couldn't be a part of it. Y'all mind just focus on other stuff, which is what? Sleeping. You want to sleep more than 10 hours a day. Anywho, last week we touched on Daniel and Mordecai, how they didn't bow to the other nation's God. And like I shared with y'all last week, is that in order for you to get into that type of position, you got to have the fear of the Most High upon you. You can't have man's fear upon you. So it's very important that you continue to keep walking with the Father, building with Him, trusting Him. The main thing is that trust. You got to trust Him in each situation that you go through. You want to trust Him even more. Look at Christ. Christ was in the same situation when Christ built Himself up. That's why a lot of people won't go against Him, and two, they a couple of people will always say, just paraphrasing, but it's in the scripture. They will always say, "Who is it? Who is this man? Well, he's able to teach and talk the way he's talking, and with him being able to do that, he had to build himself up. He had to build himself up to a point where he was untouchable, worldly, and that's a position that you want to be into. Even though he was going through his situation, he never showed it on the outside. He always allowed the Most High to heal him. That's why I said this. It's very important that you allow the Word to heal you. You never want to show, because again, you're a vessel that the Most High is using. Any sign of weakness that you show your brothers and sisters, and that you allow, put it this way, you allow the situation to overtake you. How can you be a true worshiper of the Heavenly Father when He's telling you the things that pertain to your life? You don't have to worry about those no more. I've taken care of them, but you still got to go through the fire. We understand that, but we want to make we want to have an understanding of how to deal with it. Once we deal with it, or even when we going through it, just like I always like to use Job as an example. Even Job didn't know why he was going through what he was going through. Bottom line, he never gave up on the Father. And that's the same thing with when it comes to me or anyone else. Really loves the Most High over everything else. You don't allow your situation to get the best of you, and you don't allow it to be shown on the outside, because you want to be able to control it to the point where you can have a conversation with an individual and still speak the Most High's word. That's why I said in season, out of season. When you're in season, the word is beautiful, but when you're out of season, when you're going through, that word should still be able to come out effectively to help others, because it's helping you in the process. But if you don't allow that, if you allow the situation to get the best of you, then how can you help others? Because even if you help another individual, say you do help someone, then in your mind is going to be playing, well, who's going to help me? Now that I help this individual, Lord, will I be rewarded? Will you bless me? And so on and so forth. But we understand and know that the material blessings is not what we're looking for. We're looking for what? More knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Teach me how to overcome my situation, so that when I do face this thing again, I'll know how to deal with it. I know how to deal with it in a better light. I mean, I've been getting beat up many a time. Me and my family been getting beat up many a time. But at the end of the day, as we grow with the Most High, we strengthen ourselves. We strengthen our spirit to the point where we don't allow its effects. So it do get to us. We just don't allow it to take control, or we don't allow it to take over. That's the difference. But it takes time for you to get to that position. All right. So I just wanted to make that clear, and let everyone know that every situation that you go through, it's going to get better if you don't allow it to take you over, allow it to affect you. All right. Because again, you're that walking vessel for those who are around you, who the Most High places around you. So if they see you broken, here you go teaching the word, but you're broken, how can what comes out of your mouth be effective to others? You know what I'm saying? So you have to be mindful of that. All right. So in the same situation with Mordecai and Daniel, but we're still going into Purim, but the same thing with Mordecai. He didn't allow the situation to get the best of him, even though Esther was in a beautiful position and he wasn't. He didn't allow the situation to overtake him when Haman put out the decree to have him, executed. He was built up to say whatever. Put it this way: whatever happens, happens. But because I know and understand it, it's the Most High allowing it to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when we talked about me and my family. I think I spoke to you about this, about Christ saying, "Lord, Lord, why hast thou forsaken me?" Did I share that with y'all? Yeah. And he wasn't saying it physically; it was spiritually. Okay, Lord, I'm going through this situation. Where are you at? And now, but we understand that I'm here, but I can't have you in the same condition. I can't take you in the condition that you're in right now, because you took on. What did he take on? He took on everyone's sin. So you gotta shed the flesh in order for me to take what's on the inside. I need back what's on the inside. So it's the same concept with you. If you allow if your flesh is corrupt and your spirit corrupt, he can't take that, because he can't dwell with man, because man's mind is what? Corrupted. So your mind has to be fixed on him. Christ's mind was fixed on him, but he was still operating in the flesh, we understand. But once he shed that flesh, what happened? The Most High received him with the new spirit. Same thing with you. That's why when Christ came back on the scene, he showed the disciple, once you take off the old man and put on the new man, this is what you receive. You'll receive that a room in my mansion. We'll be able to congregate. Guess what? We'll be able to fellowship with the Father, because now he sees you in a different light. Now you're in that pure light. Now you have that spirit upon you. Now he can dwell and conversate with you. But he can't do it while you're in the flesh. You understand? That's the purpose of you humbling yourself, asking the Most High for forgiveness, and so on and so forth. Once he sees that sincerity, he'll work with you. Just like anybody, the Most High has no problem working with you. But if your mind is constantly corrupt and you don't know how to humble yourself, can he work with you? No, he can't work with you, because you don't know how to humble yourself. Well, just like he humbled himself and not killed Israel because they was wicked, he humbled himself. He wants you to do the same thing too. All right. All right, back to bed. So that same concept with Mordecai. All right, so let's get back to Mordecai, because I know y'all tired of me talking. So let's go. All right, where we at, Matt? We at Esther chapter 3, right? And let's go down to 7 to 15. 7 to 15. Yeah. The Jews' enemy, right? So always remember your enemy. Your enemy pays for your destruction. Keep that in mind. Always keep that in the back of your head. Your enemy pays for your destruction. What month we in? What month did we say? What month did they say we're in? The 12th month. All right, 12th month. Let's go. That's pleasing to the flesh, right? Everything that they desire is pleasing to the flesh. But we understand and know that the Most High said, well, silver and gold is not better than what? Wisdom and knowledge and understanding. All right, go ahead.
Then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants, and to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people in every province, according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, in the name of King Ahasuerus was it written, sealed with the king's ring.
So we in, what month is this? The first month, 13th day of the first month. All right, good.
And the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, children and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, and to take the spoil of them to pray.
Mm-hmm.
The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that they should be ready against that day.
Mm-hmm.
The post went out, being hastened by the king's commandment, and the decree was given in Shushan the palace. And the king of Haman sat down to drink in the city Shushan.
Oh, perplexed. Okay, so in this situation, since Mordecai disrespected Haman for not bowing to him, the Haman wanted to put out a decree to kill all the Jews just because of one person, which is of another nation. He decided that he wanted to get back at Mordecai, but for not bowing. All right, so he wanted to take it out on all the people, all of the nation of Israel in this situation. All right, so the question remains is why. Well, we understand know why, but we know that the other nation want us to reverence them, being that we're in a position of servitude. But we know even in our situation, even though we're in that situation of servitude, we still supposed to serve who? The Most High. So it doesn't matter whatever position that you're in. If you're the bottom, if you're the bottom, if you're at the bottom of the totem pole at your job or anywhere, you still supposed to reverence the Most High. All right. No matter what comes your way or whatever situation happens, the Most High is still supposed to get the honor and glory. Why is that? Because he put you there for a reason. You gotta always look at your surroundings. It's not just you. It may be other brothers and sisters who are there as well, who are watching you. They may not say anything, but they're watching your every move because they see something about you. So if you bow or if you give in, what type of effect would you have on their life? You won't have one, because you'll be just like you. And guess what? Then the Most High is going to bring another individual, more than likely, who is stronger than you, to show you. This is all you had to do. You didn't have to bow. You didn't have to give in. So it's always you always want to keep that in the back of your mind as you continue to strengthen yourself in the Most High's word. All right. But in Mordecai's situation, more than likely, he didn't know that it was going to affect the whole nation. All right. So now, as we go through these scriptures, we're going to see how he reacts to it. Is he going to give in? He's going to say, all right, that I didn't know you was going to go that far with it. Like, dang, man, I thought it was just going to be, just me. But we know that every situation that we go through not only affect us, it also affect those around us. All right. So always be mindful of that. So anywho, yeah, so we know and understand that the Most High fight for us. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. All right, so let's go to Exodus chapter 14. Exodus chapter 14. Let me make sure. Exodus 14. I like this stuff. All over the place, yeah. You got your mic on? Do a mic check of 1 2 1 2. Yeah, I can hear you now. Can they hear? Man, can they hear? All right. Let's start at 8, and we'll go down to. The word is so good that I don't even know where to stop. But let's go with let's start at 10. Let's go down to 30. I mean, it's good, but let's 14. Let's start at 10. Because I want to show you how the Most High, again, as you're going through your situation, you don't know when He's going to step in, or when He's going to step. You don't know the time when He's going to step in, but you know for sure the Most High is going to step in. You got to understand and know that. That's why your faith level has to be at a high. It got to be at a high, all-time high. You can start off as a mustard seed, but that thing got to grow. That mustard seed don't stay small forever. It eventually grows into something. So it's the same thing with you. You have to grow into something better than where you were when you first started. All right. Every spirit has to continue to keep growing. So we're gonna look at this example, and this should at least encourage you to let you know that the Most High will never leave you, never leave your side. All right. He just wants you to see if you're willing to trust Him, because faith without works is what? Is dead. All right, so you got to have faith to believe that He's going to be there for you. So let's look at this example, and hopefully I could break it down to give a clear understanding for those who struggle in their walk with the Father. All right. But yeah, let's go to Exodus chapter 14. Let's start at 10. Let's just run it down to 30.
And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid.
Right, so now you see that, I don't mean to cut you off, but now you see that they thought, in their minds, they thought that, okay, once the Most High did what He did with the plague, with the children, killing the firstborn, then that's it. We ain't got to deal with it no more. We done. But like I explained to you before, the Most High is always you're gonna be in this type of situation with the Most High until you leave this earth. All right, so you gotta understand that. You gotta go through your afflictions constantly, over and over again, just like what Christ said. Just like with Christ, when He went up into the mountain, was tempted by the enemy. What did it say at the end? Anybody remember? Let's go back. Yeah, left for a season, right? That means that what He gonna have other seasons besides that one He was just in. So if He went through it, guess what? You got to go through it too. And He went through those seasons all the way until what? All the way until death. So if the scriptures tell you to be ye follows me as I am a Christ or I am a God, guess what? You got to go through everything Christ went through. It ain't going to be that extent, but you still got to die off the old man. So you got to keep that in your memory bank. So when you read this, as we're reading about them in Egypt, again, in their minds, they more than likely perceived that it was over. All right, we ain't got to worry about them. We cool and we chilling. We could dance and just hang out. We don't have to worry about looking over our shoulder no more. But again, at the end of the day, guess what? They had to have a starting point. But once they received that starting point, it wasn't over. This is more of them cleaving more and more to the Most High. They have to almost be on the level as Moses, right? Because Moses trusted the Heavenly Father, but in the beginning, did Moses do that? No, Moses ain't trust the Most High in the beginning. But he had to believe. Because he didn't know Him at the time. But he had to believe and perceive over time that, okay, I gotta trust you. All the stuff that you're showing me, now I gotta trust. Okay, yeah, you turned. I threw the staff on the ground. You turned there and stink. Okay, cool. You did this. Okay, cool. I see all you doing all these things. I'm convinced that you are a God. That you're the true and living God. I get that. Boom. Now I'm standing in front of Pharaoh, and the same situation that you're telling me about, they not happening. You sending the plagues of the frog, but it ain't moving him the way it should. I'm thinking that, okay, once I go there and I step to him, then it's gonna be over. No, that's why I said each time you got to strengthen yourself. You have to believe and trust in Him to the point that you're not what's the word? You're not persuaded to believe that He's not real. You understand? So you got to be mindful of that. So like I said, with Moses fully trusting the Most High, guess what? The children of Israel had to do the same exact thing too. They had to be on the same level as Moses. How you know they wasn't on that level? Because they kept murmuring, complaining. They kept going through what they going through. And then He had to kill them all. 40 of them get killed off. And guess what? The process started all over again. All right? Go ahead. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you gotta talk close to your mic. Can you hear me? Am I on? Is this thing working? Is it working? Is it working? Can you hear me? You can hear now?
Okay.
All right. My bad. All right, so yeah, so again with the children of Israel, they in their minds they perceived that everything was over. So as we continue to keep reading, we're going to see that it's not. So again, this is an example to let you know that you're going to go through your situation continuously. All right, and your situation should not get the best of you. Like I said, you're going to be in for a fight, because just like Christ said, you have to endure to the end. Those who endure to the end, they're going to be what? They're going to be saved. So why would he say that? It ain't just a one-time thing. You come in here and then everything is peaches and cream. No, you're gonna have to fight. So it's a spiritual warfare. All right, let's continue.
And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord. And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone?
You see, don't bother me no more. Leave me alone. Leave him alone. Leave me alone. You see that? Go ahead.
That we may serve the Egyptians, for it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness.
Yeah, you see, and so that's their mindset, is that if you would have left us where we was at, we was fine. No, you wasn't, because you was crying out to the Most High while you were in that situation. Now that he brought you out, and that's why I say everyone wants it to be easy. It ain't gonna be easy, because now the Most High wants you to do what? Trust him. Yeah, that's the key thing. Now I want you to trust me. You've been in Egypt for 400 years, and all you know is what you perceive with your physical eye. But now let me show you the spiritual side. You've been crying out to me. I finally come and rescued you, but you want me to do it your way. That's not going to work. You got to do it the way I tell you to do it. Every time that you get into a situation, you're supposed to do what? Cry out to me. Yeah, you're supposed to cry out to me, not cry out to man. Moses can't. Moses' position was to do what? Give you the information. It's up to you what you do with that information. And if you don't take the information and apply it, you're going to constantly keep going back to who? To man. And I don't want you doing that. That's why I say you have examples in the word with Saul, with David, and so on and so forth, and how to act and how not to act. You have to make your decision up on which way you're going to move, which way your life is going to move. All right. So now they're crying out to Moses, saying, man, we should have just stayed where we was at. We was fine. No, you wasn't. Because again, like I said, you were crying out to him. The Most High finally saved you out of your condition. But we thought that was just going to be it. Everything was going to be, my life was going to be perfect. Nah, you got to go through it. Go ahead.
And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord.
You see that? So again, like I was saying about Moses, at the beginning, Moses wasn't like that. But Moses built himself up because he's seen all the things that the Most High had done. And now that he see it, he's strong enough to understand and know. If he did it back then, I know he gonna do it now. So I'm explaining to you now, fear not. That's the main key thing that you got to get off of you. You got to get man's fear off of you. And you can't be afraid to try the Most High. At least allow him to do certain things in your life so that you can see that he's real. Even though you can't see him, you still got to believe. That's where your faith level has to do what? It has to increase. And once your faith level increase, now you can stand boldly before your enemy, or even before the Most High, as long as you speaking the right things. If you speaking something sideways, I wouldn't recommend that. All right. But if you're speaking the right words with authority, you have every right to stand before him. Just like Moses, I stand before you, and I'm giving your word back to you. And if it's edifying, just like it edified me, then I ask that you do these things on my behalf. You understand that? So that's one key thing. If you notice that Moses ain't telling him nothing else, but the key thing he told is fear not. Think about what he did before you came out of Egypt, and think what he gonna do now. Again, he's only gonna give you a little bit of the blueprint, the Most High, but when it's all said and done, he don't want you to fear. Allow whatever your situation that you're going through, take it cheerfully, because there's going to be a reward at the end, no matter what it is. Like I said, the bills pile up. So what? He wants to see if you're going to allow that to get the best of you. He has something for you at the end, but you got to go through your storm, because it's basically saying, I don't need you, but I would like to use you to help someone else. And that's in going through the same situation that you're going through. So I chose you because you're strong. You may not think you are, but you are strong. And so I just need you to work on my behalf to help another one of my vessels out. You understand? But I'm going to bring people your way to help you and guide you, to strengthen you up. And then once you're strong enough to move forward, then I'm going to use you in that situation. You see how the Most High works? He don't need us, but he loves to use us. And over time, as you start to get better, just like with Moses, Lord, I always want to be used by you. Anything that you need me to do, I'm going to do it. And like I said, you see those examples in the Old Testament with certain people who love the Most High enough to want to do His work. All right, and in the New Testament too. All right, go ahead.
Which He will show to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever.
You see that? Beautiful. Go ahead.
The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace.
Right. Same thing with Mordecai, right? But Mordecai can't get to all the people. You understand? He can't get to all the people. So who's going to step in? The Most High is going to step in. He know that, again, man only can do but so much. But the Most High can do all things. I can do all things through Christ. Yeah. Through Christ who strengthens me. So even though Mordecai can't see it, he knows that the Most High is there. Whatever they put out there. But again, Mordecai can't buckle under pressure. Okay, I already know, Lord. I thought it was just going to be me. I'm bold enough to stand, at the tippy top. Whatever comes, I accept it because I know what my end result is. But I didn't know it was going to go this way. So I'm asking you, Mordecai's position to do what in that situation? Yeah, go to the Most High and pray to Him. I ain't know it's going to turn out that way, Lord, but at the end of the day, I know you're going to be there because I read your word. I seen it with my physical eye, what your word said. Now I accepted it spiritually. Everything that you said in the word, and I'm going to stand on it. Now I want to see you work. And the Most High going to work it, right? Just like He worked it with, here's an example right here with the Egyptians, just like what Moses said. Once the Most High step in, you ain't got to worry about them no more. So the first thing you got to do is fear not. All right, go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. But lift thou up thy rod, and stretch out thy hand over the sea, and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea.
Yeah. Why would the Most High say that? What verse was that? 16. Why would the Most High say that? And the Lord said unto Moses, where criest thou unto me? With a question mark. You don't remember all the stuff I did for y'all before y'all came out? Look all that stuff I did for y'all. I helped y'all to prepare for Passover. You had the doorposts on y'all door. All these things I explained to you. And then on top of that, when I sent the death angel over and killed all the firstborn, none of yours got touched. Y'all don't remember all that stuff I did? Who else was able to do that? When y'all all walked out of Egypt, I made them give y'all the rings and all that stuff. I told them to do all that. I put it in their spirit to do that. Y'all don't remember none of that stuff? And now here they come again because I hardened their heart. I ain't gonna tell you that part, but now you see them coming after you, and you still got fear on you. You got to remember all the things I've done for you from the time you came onto the earth, even up to this point. You got to see all the work that I've done. And if you see those things and you meditate on those things, then you already know I'm gonna come through for you. So let it pile up, and watch how I stretch my hand forward and make everything all better. Everybody understand that? You gotta receive that the Most High is still in the midst of it. Any situation that you're going through, your child acting retarded, Most High there. He want to see if you're gonna have peace. I'm gonna fix the situation, but I'm gonna see if you're gonna let it get the best of you. You go to your job early in the morning, your boss yelling at you. Don't let that bother you. At the end of the day, I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work in a way that's gonna be not only where you gonna please me, but it's gonna be a blessing to you too. You got to see those things. All right. So why are you crying out to me when you know all the stuff I did for y'all before? Come on, y'all. Go ahead.
And I, behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them, and I will get me honor upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots and upon his horsemen.
Now here's the crazy thing. Look at what the Most High is telling Moses. What he gonna do to Pharaoh? That right there should be a key thing. Oh, you hardening his heart. Okay, all right, so I'm good. That you know. But even if he tell the people, you think they're gonna receive it? And that's what I'm saying, because their mind, they don't, their faith level is not built up to receive that. So that's why I said, now those who have clarification of this word and their spirit is built up, they understand and know, okay, situations I go through is Most High's heart in the heart. You know, like I said, bills and whatever the case may be, the heart is being hardened for a reason. So I'm gonna let it be hardened. And what I'm gonna do, what's my conversation should be when the bills get stacked up, or when there's a something affliction that's against me. Yeah, speak spirit. Yeah, right. And you speak spiritually, just like look at Christ when a situation when we talked about with Pontius Pilate. How was his conversation with him? Yeah, spiritual, peaceful. He didn't. Pontius Pilate didn't understand, but at the end of the day, his conversation was peaceful. At my man, at the end of the day, the position that you in, it was given to you by somebody else. You act like you was here since you were. I mean, before you even born, or even at you like you came back on the earth like 10 times over. Each generation has each generation has their time where they get in certain positions. So this is your position for now, but my focus is on them because they have the greatest sin. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna talk peacefully with you now. But when it's all said and done, and when I become king, what's gonna happen? Now I get to have my fun. So it's the same concept with you. Yeah, he's gonna get bulldozed. Yeah. So that's the same concept, same situation with you. Same situation with those, the Egyptian. Israel at this time were Egyptian. You could do what you want to do. You already did what y'all did to us. Now we're gonna have our fun. All right, go ahead.
And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen.
Right, and how's he gonna get that honor? By doing what? He's gonna get his honor by who? Yeah, his people. They're gonna honor him because of the stuff that he did for them. All right. Because again, remember what we just read? I think it was like 10 or 11 when they said that you should have just left us back in Egypt. We was fine there. We didn't have to go through all this stuff. We thought that everything was gonna be over. Nah, everything wasn't gonna be over. It would have got worse for you because each Pharaoh wasn't the same. It seems like it seems like from the first one was good, and then after that evenness started to do what? It started to build up. So we get to this Pharaoh, and he just went full-fledged crazy. So that's why I say your enemy is always not going to be peaceful. It's all even if they have children after them, it's going to get worse because the child or the generation after is not going to be just like that one. We see it in movies and all that stuff. He's not going to be peaceful with you. They're going to be like that in the beginning, and then it's going to get worse. So same concept here, but the Most High, once he steps in and does what he does, he wants to get that honor and glory. All right. And that's the purpose of his feast is to get honor and glory. Right. All right. It's not all about you. Go ahead. Very good.
And the angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them, and the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them.
You see that? Most High always going to go before you, and once he goes before you, then he's always going to do what? Go behind you. He's going to cover you from front to back. All right, go ahead.
And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel, and it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that the one came not near the other all the night.
Right. You see that? Most High protecting, 24-hour protection. Yo, the little what you got that what's the thing called? The little alarm thing you got on your house don't protect you all the time, because if the power get cut off, what happens to the alarm? It get cut off. It get cut off too. But with the Most High, 24 hours you get it. 24-hour surveillance. Thousand. What does it say? His eyes are 1,000 times brighter than the sun. You know, you get full protection when you come into this. When you come into the understanding of the Most High, full protection. Go ahead.
And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided.
Mm-hmm.
And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left.
You think they still have fear?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they haven't seen these type of miracles before. Yeah, but they still walking though. So at the end of the day, it shows what they had a little bit of what.
They got a little bit of faith.
Yeah,
Believing.
yeah. I believe. I believe you, Lord. And then they probably stuck their hand in the water wall, pulled out a fish. All right, Lord, I believe you now. Man probably was packing up his bag. Yo, man, I got, look at these fish. Yo, I got, you remember this one? This one was hard to find. Look, yo, I got this one too, brother. Most I like, you know, man, you better keep moving. Is that a mermaid right there? Good.
And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them in the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horses.
Mm-hmm. So it goes to show. I don't mean to cut you off. So this goes to show, even with your enemy, he's not going to stop until the end. So again, his eyes are blinded, but his main focus is that he perceives that you don't have no protection. That's why I said when they got you in a certain situation, their mindset is that I can put you back in that situation because you don't have no one. Who's there to protect you? Who's there to save you from these certain situations? Moses can't do it, and it's just like even today. Who's going to save you? You're in servitude. You're a servant to me. The police can't help you. These people can't help you. The government, these certain people can't help you. But you fail to realize that now that I have understanding, I know who's always going to help me, who's always going to be there. So now I don't have that fear upon me no more. It's the same thing with Mordecai. I don't have to worry about all that stuff. I'm just talking basing on Mordecai when he didn't bow. He didn't have to worry about that because he was strong enough to understand, no, you don't know what I know. And so you can go ahead and do what you got to do. But even if you kill me or you put me in jail, so he's still going to get the glory and honor. I'm not going to bow to no one else except for him. So you can get that out your memory bank, but your enemy doesn't understand and know that even if you talk to him and share those things, well, he's still not going to perceive it because he don't have that type of spirit that you have. You everybody understand that? Again, you got to keep, you have to, when you read this word, you got to take your time with it because you start to see these things. They start to play out, and not only in the word, but also in your life as well. He's always there. If you stay in His word, He's always going to be there for you. All right. Go ahead. Very good.
And it came to pass that in the morning watch the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavenly, so that the Egyptians said, Let us flee from the face of Israel, and the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians.
So the Most High pulling out again. The Most High will pull your enemies, His plan apart. He will pick at it. All right. So look at it that way too. Even though things are falling off, their chariot and stuff like that. It's the same concept when it comes whatever their plan is for your life. He's going to pick it apart. All right, where they're not even going to understand and know that He's doing it behind the scenes. All right, so whatever plan, going back to, we still talking about Mordecai, whatever plan that Haman has set up, the Most High is going to pick it apart, but He's not even going to understand and know it. You know what I'm saying? The Most High's plan will always supersede your enemy's plan. You're not going to know that, but the Most High is going to know that. But all He wants you to do is what? Stand still and what? And wait, and fear on Him and wait on Him. All right, just like He said, just like again, If you read in the Old Testament, a lot of people that he was working with, he always went before him. He always told him, stand still. I got it. You ain't got to lift a finger. You ain't got to do anything. I'm going to pick it apart. But once I do that and you overcome, who's going to get the honor and glory? Who's going to get the honor and glory? Yeah, the Most High. All right. Go ahead. Same thing with Christ. Once the Pharisees and them didn't know that the Most High picked apart their plan, and then when it was all said and done, who got the glory? The Most High. And then Christ got rewarded. What do you think gonna happen to you? The Most High gonna get the glory, and you gonna get rewarded. Come on, stay focused. Let's go.
And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to his strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not as so much as one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left.
Mm-hmm.
Thus the Lord saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore.
You see that, and all that stuff that they seen, they still acted crazy after this. But again, certain people would pick up on it and say, okay, Lord, I know that you're real. I ain't gonna say all Israel, but the majority of them, they still had doubt. But certain of us would accept, okay, Lord, I see what you did. I see how you picked apart our enemy. I see how you destroyed them. I understand and know that you're in control of all things. So if you're in control of all things, whatever situation I'm going through, I know you in the midst of it. Whether where I come out victoriously or I don't come out victoriously. At the end of the day, you still gonna get the glory and honor no matter what. So, but that's how we have to look at this situation. It's more to it in here. I can go through this whole thing and just get busy with y'all with understanding, more about this. But just those small little increments that you read in here, just to let you know that the Most High, He controls it all, and He just want to be honored and glory. He would just want to get the glory and honor through it all. You know what I'm saying? How He overthrew your enemy. That's His main objective, is to show you that I can overthrow your enemy at any time. Even if they come against you, I'm going to pick apart their plan and I'm going to overthrow them. Same thing, like I said, when we dealing with Mordecai in the story that we're talking about. I want to pick apart your enemies, whatever decree he got out there, because it not only affects you, but it affects the whole nation of Israel. So now I'm going to pick apart his plan, and I'm gonna deposit it back on his own head. All right, something that Mordecai ain't see, but again, Mordecai has to have what to believe that the Most High gonna do it. Faith. All right, let's go to very good. Let's go to Second Chronicles chapter 20. Yeah, here we can do another one. Let's start at 1, and then we can read down to. I know I picked apart these scriptures, but it's so good. We just gotta read the whole thing. Yeah, let's go down 1 down to 18. This word is deep, yo. So here's another example. All right.
It came to pass after this also that the children of Moab and the children of Ammon, and with them other beside the Ammonites, came against Jehoshaphat to battle.
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
Then there came some that told Jehoshaphat, saying, there cometh a great multitude against thee from beyond the sea, on this side of Syria. And behold, they be in Hazon Tamar, which is in Gedi.
Here's a question I want to ask. Is it the same generation as in Egypt? Is it the same situation that was in Egypt, going through what they about to go through now?
Yeah.
No. Is it the same generation of Israel?
Oh.
Nah, you good. Is it the same same generation? No, it's not the same generation. So that's why I said before, each generation has to go through certain afflictions. Just like you, the affliction that you're going through, your great great grandmother more than likely ain't go through it. She had, well, you weren't in, by that time they was in slavery. Let's just go back that time. Were you in the same slavery as your grandmother, your great 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 grandmother? No. That's why I said we're more than likely in the same situation as they were in Egypt. You see that? Where we work and then we leave and go to our home, still, bills and all that stuff. We got to come back and work again. But back then they was picking cotton. We wasn't doing it. You ain't doing it. That's why I say each generation has their own affliction that they had to go through and that they had to overcome. So here's a situation with Jehoshaphat and the nation of Israel had to battle Moab, Ammon, had to battle Moab and Ammon. But in Exodus, they only had to battle who? Pharaoh and his people. You see that? Yeah, the Egyptians. You see that? So now they got two they got to battle. Go ahead.
And Jehoshaphat feared and set himself to seek the Lord and proclaimed a fast throughout all Judah.
You see that? Different situation. Did they fast when they was in Egypt? When the Egyptians came against them? You see that? So every situation is different. That's leveling up. Now I'm going to level up with the Most High because back then they didn't know about fasting and all that stuff. Jehoshaphat, then now he know about fasting. He knows what to do. Okay, now I got to get deep with the Lord. So now I got to go before the Lord and do what? I got to fast. I got to let go of everything to get what back from the Most High? Information on what I should do. Because I don't know. I got to go. I got to seek him because this is something heavy that's on us now. Everybody understand? Yeah, and this is way before. Is it? Yeah, this is way before Esther. So again, more than likely, what do you think Mordecai did when that situation came about? If we read it, he more than likely fasted and prayed. Okay, Lord, let me fast and pray because now they ain't only not coming against me, but they coming against all of us. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, my man. You see that? Yeah, you see the word is good. Sometimes I forget, but then I get drawn back and then I move forward. So let's move forward. So Jehoshaphat, he feared. See, in that little and there's nothing like I said before. You're human, so you're gonna get a little fearful in the beginning. But as you get fearful in the beginning, what's the Most High want you to do? Yeah, go to him. That's what he did. Let me set himself to seek the Lord and proclaim a fast because, again, this is something heavy that's on me. But I'm not going to give in and give up. I'm going to stay focused on the Father. So that's the first thing that he did, which was beautiful. Let me go seek the Lord. Any situation I'm going through, I got to go to the Father in prayer. I got to go seek him for. I can't go to who? To man, right? Like Saul did. I can't do that. I got to go seek him first. All right? Because the situation, he's allowing the situation to come about for a reason. So why go to man? Man don't know. If I go to another brother, he gonna say, well, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, you the top man, you the king. So if you don't know, how I'm gonna know? That's why it's always important. Every situation that you go to the Father in prayer. Go ahead.
And Judah gathered themselves together to ask help of the Lord, even out of all the cities of Judah. They came to seek the Lord.
You see that? So when when Jehoshaphat went to the Heavenly Father, more than likely he sent out a decree, just like Haman did, sent out a decree to all his people all over the country to kill the Jews, young and old, don't matter. Same thing with us. All right, let me put a decree out there and tell everybody to do what? Seek who? Seek the Most High. There you go. Go ahead.
Jehoshaphat stood in the congregation of Judah in Jerusalem, in the house of the Lord before the new court.
You see that? Got the new court. What's set up in those new courts? Whose laws? There you go. Right. So he stood before him, fear, and more than likely said, "Fear not. The Most High is with us." At the end of the day, all we got to do is do what? Keep his what? Yeah, keep his commandments. Have faith, keep his commandment, and as long as we doing that, he said he gonna do what? Nothing evil, no place should come upon us if we put our trust in the Heavenly Father. So we fear the Most High. We believe everything he said. He gonna fight for us. We don't see it, but we know that as we examine ourselves, we understand. We know that he's gonna be there for us. All right. Any bad apples that's in the bunch, they gotta do what? Yeah, they gotta be removed. You might as well go head back to the house, brother. Sister. Yeah, you gotta get out of here because we don't need you doing what? Yeah, just like when the two brothers went into the land to go scope it out, and they came back to give them the great news. And where everybody else, it took one person to say, "What? Nah, it's too many people. They too big and all that stuff." You see that? We ain't looking for people like that. We looking for strong individuals that's gonna fight with us, that's gonna move forward. You see that? So Jehoshaphat standing in the middle, letting everybody know. At the end of the day, we in a new court. We in a new court. New same law, same commandments, same laws, same God. All right, go ahead.
And said, O Lord God of our fathers, art not thou God in heaven?
Mm-hmm.
And rulest not thou over all the kingdoms of the heathen?
You see that? Who told him? Who told him that? Who taught Jehoshaphat that the God that we serve rules over all kingdoms? Yeah, that's what. What did he? What was the first thing that he did? Yeah, you see. Yo, man, I know that. I see, but as I say, he had that little bit of fear on him, but he went to the Most High. Most High, again, what that word is supposed to do what? It's supposed to heal you, and then once, supposed to heal you and help you. Now that you understand it, now you can start quoting scriptures. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, because I know that you with me, and I know that you are a ruler. I know you have rulership over all the earth. Why is that? Because you created it. You created the vessels that's in it. So now I understand and know that I'm good. But in the beginning, I couldn't perceive that right away. That's why I came to you, and you gave me the information that I need to do what? To help me, because I came to you asking for help. All right, go ahead.
And in thine hand is there not power and might,
Mm-hmm.
so that none is able to withstand thee?
Right. Same thing in Egypt. Go ahead.
Art not thou our God, who didst drive out the inhabitants of this land before thy people Israel, and gavest it to the seed of Abraham thy friend forever?
Right. What is Jehoshaphat doing right now to the Father?
He's like saying you did this for this one, so I know you can do this for me.
So he's giving him what?
Reverence.
Yeah, he's praising him. He's praising worshiping all the stuff that he's done before. You see that? That's what the Most High wants. He's a jealous guy. He's terrible. He's all these names that you want to perceive him. But at the end of the day, this is what he wants. I want you to praise and worship me for all the stuff that I've done and the things I'm going to do for you. So he's honoring him before he even do anything. That's beautiful to be able to do that before the Most High even steps in, before he even completes the mission. The mission is already completed, but he wants you to praise and worship him. And he wants you to praise and worship him before the situation even is done and over with. All right. And that's what Joseph, this is another example that we should do. Praise and worship him before the situation even gets rectified. There you go. That's the word I want to use. All right, go ahead. Very good.
And they dwelt therein, and have built thee a sanctuary therein for thy name's sake.
You see that? As for me and my house, we're going to do what? Serve the Most High. The minute that you move into your home or whatever, your apartment, whatever you got, who's supposed to be established first in there? The Most High. He has to have a place where he dwells. Once he's dwelling in your house, more than likely after that, now he can dwell with you because you made a house for him. You made a place of peace for him. So again, like I said, if you live in a project, can you make the Most High a house there? Can the Most High clean it up? Yeah, that's what I said. Any situation that you're going through, the Most High has the ability to clean it up. All right, go ahead.
If when evil cometh upon us as the sword,
You see?
judgment or pestilence or famine, we stand before this house and in thy presence, for thy name is in this house,
Mm-hmm.
and cry unto thee in our affliction.
Our afflictions.
Then thou wilt hear and help.
Do I need to say anything about this verse? That basically explains everything we've been talking about. Anything that you're going through, he's always there. He's your help. All right? He is your help. Go ahead. Beautiful. I see. I hear you writing that down. I hear you over here still. I hear you over there stealing scriptures. Go ahead.
And now behold the children of Ammon and Moab and Mount Seir, whom thou wouldest not let Israel invade when they came out of the land of Egypt, but they turned from them and destroyed them not.
You see that? Even at certain times, the Most High won't allow us to do what? Go in and take other people's land and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Again, he's beautiful. Most High is beautiful like that. Remember, like I always said, you don't need a lot for the Most High to do what He needs to do in your life. With that little bit He gives you, you can change a lot of people's lives just with a little bit. You understand? And it's always going to be like that. That's why Christ, even with Christ in his situation, what He tell you, don't worry about your life. And the same thing with the birds and all that stuff. Like we talk about that too. They don't need a lot to be comfortable. They just need a little bit to satisfy them. So you just need a little bit from day to day just to satisfy you. That's it. Give me a little bit of energy, Lord, just to make it through. But if you give it to me for the whole week, where you gonna be? Where am I gonna praise and worship you? You're not gonna be a thought in my mind because you already suffice. You already satisfy me through the whole week. So if I cry out to you and ask you to get me to give me enough energy for the whole week, the only day I'm gonna praise and worship, and this is a person who has to be honest with themselves. The only day I'm gonna praise and worship is the day that I ask you for all that for that energy. But I need you every single day. So guess what? Just give me enough energy for the day. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up, praise and honor you, and I'm gonna ask you for a little bit more on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And when the Sabbath comes, I'm gonna praise you continuously because you did what through the week? You got me through. Yeah, you got me through the week. It was you. Every time I got up, I called on you. So now you're the day of rest when my mind is clear. I'm gonna praise you, and I want you to do what for the next week? Refresh my mind to get me ready for next week. Even if I don't overcome it, guess what? Who's gonna be on my mind when I wake up? And who's gonna be on my mind in the afternoon? And what about when I go to bed at night? So when the kids act crazy, or when the husband act crazy, or when the wife act crazy, who's gonna be on my mind? There you go. Let's go.
Behold, I say how they reward us to come to cast us out of thy possession, which thou hast given us to inherit.
Right. You see that? Reminiscing on the past. I'm gonna think about the stuff that you did for me back then up until now. All that stuff that you did for me back then, I see it. At the end of the day, you ain't letting my hand go. You still with us. All right? Even when these situations come about. Go ahead.
O our God, wilt thou not judge them? For we have no might against this great company that cometh against us. Neither know we what to do, but our eyes are open thee.
Our eyes are what? Are upon thee. Yeah, our eyes are upon you, Lord. We don't have the strength. We don't have the physical strength, but we got the spiritual strength. We got the spiritual strength. And that spiritual strength causes us to do what? Keep our eyes upon you. We want to see your great work. We want to see the things that you did to our foremothers and forefathers back then. We want to see it come to pass. That's why we staying focused on you. Go ahead.
And all Judah stood before the Lord with their little ones, their wives, and their children.
You see that? The whole nation of Israel stood there with the whole family, letting the Most High know we all in agreement. We want you to save the little ones, our wives, our wives, our children. We want you to save all of them so that we can teach them, so that they can see what? Yeah, your glory, the great work that you're going to do to our enemies. They got to be able to witness that too. That's the importance of leaving seed. So once I show them what how you work and operate, when I leave this earth, guess what? They're going to carry on what? That inheritance, which is what? Keeping the Most High's law and putting the Most High first. Even if I leave the earth, my wife is still going to do what? Continue on what? Yeah, teaching the word, because I instilled that in her. That's what we're supposed to do as men. We're supposed to instill it in our wives and then also in our children. So when we leave, that legacy continues on, not the legacy of me being a millionaire and stuff like that, because that stuff it don't last. It doesn't last. But the inheritance that you want to keep is me showing my children and my wife how I love the Most High and how I keep him first, and how he steps in when certain situations come my way. All right, go ahead. Very good.
Then upon Jazel, the son of Zechariah, the son of Benaniah, the son of Jeiel, the son of Mattaniah, a Levite of the sons of Asaph, came the Spirit of the Lord in the midst of the
You see that when you cry out to the Most High, the Spirit comes down and sees about you, right? Go ahead.
And he said, Hearken ye, all Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem, and thou King Jehoshaphat, thus saith the Lord unto you,
Mm-hmm.
Be not afraid nor dismayed by reason of this great multitude, for the battle is not yours, but God.
You see that? Go ahead.
Tomorrow go ye down against them. Behold, they come up by the cliff of Ziz, and ye shall find them at the end of the brook, before the wilderness of Jerem.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall not need to fight in this battle. Set yourselves, stand ye still, and see the salvation of the Lord with you.
Mm-hmm.
O Judah and Jerusalem, fear not, nor be dismayed. Tomorrow go out against them, for the Lord will be with you.
There you go. Go ahead.
And Jehoshaphat bowed his head with his face to the ground, and all Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem fell before the Lord, worshiping the Lord.
All right. Jehoshaphat is a what? Jehoshaphat is a what? Well, he's a king, so he's in a high position, right? So whatever he do, guess what? The people are gonna do, right? Right. So that's the importance of you when you serve the Most High and you want that high position. You got to make sure that the Most High is reverenced. You got to make sure that the Most High is first, because whatever you do, the people are gonna follow. You understand it? Now we understand the purpose of where it talks about kingship, multiply wives, multiply horses, and so on and so forth. Because whatever you do, the people are going to do. And if that's a legacy that you leave for the people, what happens to the people when it comes to serving God? Yeah, they're going to forget about him. He won't be first. It'll be whatever's physical. Whatever you did, they're going to carry that on. It's the same thing, like I said, with David and like Saul, prime example. Whatever he did, the people, if you look at Saul's life, when he went to go pursue David, who was with him? Those that followed him. You see that? So that's why I say you have to make a decision what type of legacy you want to leave. And it's the same thing as a father. If you live a corruptible life, what do you think is going to happen to your children? They're going to live that. Yeah, they're going to live that same life too. I mean, it ain't going to be in the same situation because it's different characters. But at the end of the day, they're going to live a corruptible life. So if you live a life pleasing to the Most High, you show your children or your wife that you love the Most High. What type of legacy are you going to leave them? A life that where anytime they go through a situation, as they see you go through your affliction and stuff, they're going to know, okay, every time I go through something, instead of me running to man, I'm going to run to who? The Most High. Very good. All right, go ahead. Is that it? All right, that's it, family. I wish I can do more, but the word is beautiful, but you only get an hour with me, so guess what? It's so.